Welcome to Vetted, the channel dedicated to exploring the unexplained and sharing truly unique accounts of the unknown. Tonight, we delve into a singular, unsettling encounter from a quiet suburban night, one that defies easy explanation and has haunted a witness for over 2 decades. This is the intensely personal testimony of an individual who, as a teenager in Northern California, woke to an impossible light, experienced baffling missing time, and gained a startling clue from a long-forgotten dream. It's a story of profound disorientation, undeniable physical reactions, and the enduring enigma of contact. It's been over 20 years since that night, but it remains as clear and vivid in my memory as if it happened yesterday. It stands out as one of the most inexplicable moments of my life, a profound disruption to what was, up until then, a perfectly ordinary existence. I rarely speak of it because, honestly, it defies explanation. You feel foolish trying to describe something so utterly impossible. I was around 14 to 16 years old, somewhere in that awkward, formative period of adolescence. The year would have been roughly 2004 to 2006. Our family lived in a typical suburban area in Northern California, near the Bay Area. A quiet residential neighborhood, rows of houses, familiar streets. My bedroom was on the second story of our home, a commonplace sanctuary where teenage dreams and anxieties played out. One night, I woke up suddenly. It wasn't a gradual stirring from a deep sleep, but an abrupt, full awakening, as if an internal alarm had been triggered. The first thing that hit me, assaulting my eyes even through closed lids, was the presence of a bright, intense light shining directly into my bedroom. My bed was positioned with the headboard directly against the wall where the window was, so the source of the light was literally right above the head of my bed as I lay there. Even though my blinds were fully closed, drawn against the night, the light was so unbelievably intense that it cut through them effortlessly. It created these distinct, almost perfectly formed zebra-like stripes of light and shadow that crisscrossed my entire room. Clearly visible bands of bright yellowy orange light pouring through the slats, alternating with sharp dark shadows across the walls and floor. It was a shocking visual. The color of this light was particularly striking. It was a warm, bright yellowy orange, exactly like the incandescent glow of an old-fashioned car headlight, or perhaps a powerful floodlight. It was definitely not the cool, stark blue-white tone of modern LEDs or high-intensity spotlights that became common years later. This warm hue, combined with its piercing intensity, felt both oddly familiar and utterly out of place. My immediate reaction was a mix of confusion and annoyance. I was a teenager, being abruptly woken up in the middle of the night by what looked like someone shining a high-beam headlight into my room was just plain irritating. What could possibly be causing this? Was it a prank? Was someone doing work outside? I had no idea what time it was, but it felt very late or very early. Driven by that mix of confusion and irritation, I got out of bed. I was fully awake, fully conscious, my body moving without any sense of grogginess or dreaminess. I walked directly to the window, intending to peek through the blinds and identify the source of this rude awakening. My fingers reached for the blinds. I remember the tactile sensation of touching the plastic slats, beginning to push them apart, just enough to glimpse whatever was out there. And then it was like a light switch went off. not the light outside, but my consciousness. I blacked out. The last thing I remember was splitting those blinds, the blinding light already assaulting my eyes. The next thing I remember, I was suddenly back in my bed, with my covers neatly on, as if I had never gotten out. But here's the crucial part. I wasn't asleep, not in the slightest. I was wide awake and completely conscious, every fiber of my being alert and electrified. The transition was instantaneous, utterly jarring, and deeply disorienting, as if time had abruptly skipped, or I had been physically teleported and placed back in bed. There was no memory of getting back in, no sense of having moved. It was a seamless cut in time. At that very moment, a powerful surge of adrenaline hit me. My heart was pounding a frantic rhythm in my chest, fueling an intense mix of confusion and a hot wave of anger. It wasn't just annoyance anymore. It was a profound feeling of violation, like I had been robbed of something, perhaps time, perhaps control. There was a desperate urgency, like I was late for work or something, an instinctive need to rectify what had just happened. Driven by this overpowering reaction, I instantly jumped out of bed again and rushed back to the window, pulling the blinds wide open this time. This time, what I saw was fleeting but undeniable. A brief, bright flash of light, incredibly intense, yet gone in an instant, and then it was gone, completely. The outside appeared perfectly normal. The neighborhood was quiet, dark. There was no source of the light, no lingering glow in the air, and absolutely no sound at all. The profound silence that accompanied its disappearance was as striking as its original piercing brightness. The world had returned to normal, yet my world was anything but. To give you some physical context, my bed was positioned with the headboard against the wall with the window, so the initial light had been shining directly from a point above my head as I lay in bed. My feet pointed perpendicular to the window, aimed toward the opposite wall. The room was otherwise dark and quiet, and the neighborhood had been utterly still. The light source itself appeared to be the size of a large beach ball, hovering or floating silently just outside the second-story window. And it's crucial to reiterate, there were no mechanical sounds whatsoever. No engines, no rotors, no humming, no voices. Just the light, the silence, and then the terrifying void. I was fully awake and physically active throughout the initial experience, getting out of bed, moving, looking through the blinds, and reacting. That active participation, that physical engagement, makes it impossible to dismiss as a dream or a hypnagogic hallucination. The profound sense of disorientation that followed, coupled with the intense physical reaction, my heart pounding, that surge of anger and violation, made the experience feel not just real, but intensely, viscerally real. It was as if my body recognized something deeply abnormal had occurred, something that bypassed my conscious understanding and shocked my system to its core. This event has remained perfectly clear and vivid in my memory for over 20 years. It stands out as one of the most inexplicable moments of my life, a singular, unshakable truth that defies any rational explanation I've ever encountered. I rarely speak of it because how do you? It lives in that space where words fail, where logic crumbles. The common responses from others often involve suggestions of hypnotherapy. But I don't personally believe in hypnosis, and I don't think it would even work on me. If it's even a real thing that can recover memories, which I doubt, my memory of this is already crystal clear. And then there's a side note to this, something that, for me, connects to it, albeit through a more subjective, dreamlike lens. I have a perfect triangle-raised scar on my pinky finger. It's been there for as long as I can remember, meaning I would have acquired it when I was a very young child, likely before I was 5 years old. It's always been just a scar, but I had what I think was a dream, so vivid and impactful that it has stuck in my head for decades. In this dream, a man dressed in a distinct brown suit with a long coat and a matching fedora, looking exactly like a 1940s noir-style detective or something, appeared before me. And he told me quite clearly that this scar was a mark from my abduction. That dream has stuck in my head for decades, haunting my thoughts. And the 30-plus-year-old triangle scar is still there, unchanged, a quiet, physical enigma on my body, adding another layer of profound, unsettling mystery to my life. Narrator. This compelling account of an unexplained light encounter, missing time, and a startling physical clue from a dream offers a powerful glimpse into the profoundly personal and often bewildering nature of anomalous experiences. The witness's clear recollection, coupled with the physical reactions and the unique details of the light and the scar, make this a truly intriguing case. What are your thoughts on this story? Have you experienced missing time, strange lights, or unexplained marks that defy conventional explanation? Share your insights and experiences in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Vetted for more true encounters and explorations of the unexplained, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next upload. Let's keep the conversation going.